Talk about playing dirty. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my thoughts and impressions regarding episode 36 of Yu-Gi-Oh VRAINS. And I gotta say, this episode, although it started out pretty repetitive in my opinion, towards the end I was literally on the edge of my seat. So with that being said, let's talk about the episode. The episode starts off, we're back with Playmaker versus Spectre. They're in the beginning stages of their duel. We saw Playmaker's consecutive link summon the last episode, and we're basically at the end of this. So anyway, Playmaker has his three link monsters, Binary Sorceress, Binary Blader, and Multi-Sledge. And of course, Spectre has his Sun Avalon deck combination. And of course, this combination has caused so many problems for Blue Angel, but yeah. So anyway, knowing this, Spectre proclaims, "My mother tree will protect me. This tree is my mother." Spectre has issues, what can I say? But anyway, he also goes on to say that somebody focusing only on revenge, i.e. Playmaker, cannot understand the noble goal of what Revolver is trying to do. And that's when Playmaker tries to say, well, wait a minute, you're going to destroy yourself. And Spectre's basically say, you know what, Revolver gave me a home. This is Revolver's will. I don't mind being sacrificed for that. So, you know, automatically Spectre is one of those people where he's so loyal to Revolver, he will literally do anything for him. So this is going to make it a very difficult duel, and it does set the stage for this duel, actually. So we see Playmaker try to make his opening move. It fails spectacularly, and now we see Spectre actually bringing out Link 3 Sun Avalon Dryanome, which is the tree monster that caused so many problems for Blue Angel. And actually, throughout the beginning of this duel, we actually just see pretty much cut and paste of Blue Angel versus Spectre, which was kind of annoying to me, but at the same time kind of cool because I wanted to know how Playmaker would go up against this. So anyway, Playmaker is not having any luck breaking through this as he realizes the combinations of these different cards and how much trouble this was causing Blue Angel, obviously. But anyway, Playmaker actually does do something about this. He uses his three monsters and their effects, and basically for the first half of the duel, we're seeing Playmaker takes 1,000 of Spectre's life points. He gains 1,000 life points. We see Spectre take 1,000 points from Playmaker and increase his by 1,000. Back and forth from like 5,500 to 6,600, back to 4,000, 4,000 to 3,200, then back to 4,000, vice versa. That was pretty much the first half of the duel. So like I said, it did start out repetitive, but towards the end it did get interesting because we actually see Yamamoto and his cameraman appear about this time, and we actually see the bridge that they're dueling on start to break apart, and actually it's Sun Avalon that repairs the bridge for Spectre as he says, let's continue dueling. So pretty much this tree is going to protect Spectre no matter what happens to him. And so Playmaker realizes that his first strategy to basically attack him and then take ineffective attacks and keep repeating them to increase his attack strength of Multi-Hammer basically is what he's going to go with at this point. Multi-Sledge's attack is now at 4,000. He goes to make an attack on Spectre. Spectre reduces it all the way to 1,000 using his Sun Avalon combinations. So that didn't work. And then we see Spectre come out here, and he's using the same combination with Sun Avalon Drynome that tortured Blue Angel. He keeps taking Playmaker's monsters. And Playmaker is like, what are you doing? And basically Spectre said, don't worry about it. Blue Angel's friends all came to help me too. I took many of her friends. And so we see Spectre once again being the maniacal psychopath with a plant deck. Again, I'm going to say this again. I know it's getting repetitive, but it's totally Yuri from Arc 5. But anyway, that being said, the duel continues on. And Playmaker's next turn, he realizes this turn is going to be his last if he doesn't do something. So he does manage to link summon X-Code Talker, which is the green one that he got way back then. And he actually does use its effect to stall Spectre's momentum. By blocking out two of his monster zones with the effect, he can no longer link summon. His link combination has been all used up, so he can't regain life points. He can't decrease life points. Playmaker is on the verge of winning, and that's when Spectre is basically like, nope, I ain't allowing this. I gotta win at all costs. And he pulls out his ultimate trump card, which is Zyzen, who is currently trapped in this vine-like cage. And Playmaker, seeing this, is wondering what the heck is he doing to Zyzen. And that's when he says, go on, Playmaker, you hurt me. Well, these vines contain a deadly computer virus that will infect Zyzen. And every time you damage me, the vines are going to grow closer and closer to Zyzen. And it's at this point, Playmaker is infuriated that his sense of justice is being exploited. His one and only weakness is being exploited by this guy, so he cannot lose. But Playmaker, rather, at the same time, cannot allow Zyzen to get hurt. His creed will not allow it, so he ends his turn, much to the disgust of Ignis. And yeah, so Playmaker refuses to attack him right before this all goes down, and this was Playmaker's only chance pretty much, and he threw it away. So this is really where it's getting interesting. Zyzen is basically telling Playmaker, don't worry about me, defeat him, and Playmaker throws away his only chance as of right now. So that was pretty much the duel in a nutshell. There were a couple of other things I want to go on real quick. Spectre did ask the question to Playmaker, because Playmaker said, are you aware of how many people you're going to destroy, how many lives you're going to ruin? And that's when Spectre poses the same question back to Playmaker. He makes him think for a minute. How many people have you dragged into this? Not including Zyzen. How many have you dragged into this by hiding the Ignis? If you didn't hide Ignis, none of this would be happening. Blue Angel would be fine. Brains wouldn't be destroyed, etc. And this is what Playmaker is fuming off of. He fell for Zyzen's tricks, although he was determined not to suffer those tricks and suffer the same fate as Blue Angel. He does it anyway. And that's where the episode leaves off. We see Playmaker throwing away his only chance. We see Zyzen as Spectre's ultimate trump card so that he cannot lose. But when he proclaims this, we actually do see Kusanagi start typing away on the computer. So I really do think next episode, we're actually going to see Kusanagi do something that's going to stop these vine cages and allow Playmaker to finish Spectre off. But that's just my early prediction. So anyway, like I said, this episode was pretty repetitive at the beginning, but left me on the edge of my seat there at the very end with the bridge collapsing in on him. And yeah, overall, this episode... Now, I hate to do this because Vrains has really been on a roll with putting out spectacular episodes, but I gotta say the repetitiveness at the beginning of the episode, although it was refreshing to see how Playmaker would handle it in lieu of Blue Angel, it was still something that held this episode back. So sadly, I'm only going to give this episode a 7 out of 10, but this episode was still really well done. The end of the episode literally had me on the edge of my seat, and Spectre and Hanoi are really playing dirty at this point. So anyway, those were my thoughts about this week's episode, but as always, in the comments section down below, let me know what you guys thought of this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? Let me know in the comments section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. All right, everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.